What's up guys, my name's Brandon and today I'm going to be showing you 17 iPhone tricks that you might not know exist. So this is a series I started a few years ago and it's making its return here in 2021 starting with this episode. And if you guys want to see the next episode and learn a lot more iPhone tricks, make sure you subscribe by clicking that button right down below. Alright, so the first trick is how to record a video with audio playing in the background. So if you guys ever wanted to record a video with the music playing on your iPhone, you now can. So you do need to have an iPhone 11 or newer for this to work, but what you're gonna need to do is go back to photo, and we're gonna go ahead and start playing a song here. I'm gonna turn it down real low, but we're gonna play this song right here. Then we're gonna go back to photo right here, and what we're gonna do is just simply tap and hold on photo, and you can see it starts recording a video by doing that, and you will notice that the audio is still playing in the background. And you can even go ahead and swipe over here to the lock button so you do not have to keep holding on the shutter button right there, and you will be recording a video with your music playing in the background, something that you cannot do if you just record a normal video. So if I go over to video and start recording, you will notice that the audio just completely cuts off. The next two tricks are ways to hide photos. So if we go into our photos right here and say we wanted to hide this wallpaper right here, if we go ahead to the share sheet right here and go to hide, of course, if we hide photo, this has been in iOS forever, but if you go down, you will notice that there is a hidden album, and pretty much everybody that owns an iPhone knows that this hidden album is there. Then you can just go ahead and see that photo in its full glory. It's not really hidden. Well, now in iOS 14, if we go to our settings here and then go down to photos right here and then go down to hidden album, if we deselect that, if we toggle that off right there and we go back to photos, you will notice that we no longer have that album under utilities. It no longer shows hidden there, and the photo will not show anywhere inside of your photos. Now, if somebody is savvy and they know this toggle exists inside of photos, obviously they can go ahead and turn that on and they will be able to see that album down there and go into your hidden photos. So this will work, but not necessarily for everybody. And some people may be able to know that that is a toggle inside of settings, which is where the next way to hide photos comes into place. So if we go back to our photos and say we have these photos right here. So if I wanted to hide a photo, maybe like this one right here, if I wanted to hide this photo, what I can do is go to edit right here. Then we're gonna go to these three dots in the top right, go to markup. Then we're going to go down here and press the little plus icon, go to the square. We're going to fill this by going over here and tapping on the fill square over there. Then we can make it either black or white. So since we're in a light mode right now, we're not in dark mode, I'm going to switch this over to white. As you see right there, we're going to X out of that. Then we can just take this square and make it cover up the entire image right here. And then go ahead and tap on done. Done again, and there you go. When you're out of here, it looks like you just have like nothing there. Maybe somebody would be confused and think it's just like a blank page, or you can even make it a different color to make somebody think it's like a wallpaper or something like that. So if we go here and we change the color to like a purple or something like that, go ahead and tap on the X. We're gonna go ahead and put a new square on right here. So if we do this and then make it fill right there, if it's just like a purple little image like this, make it cover up the entire image right there. And then tap on done. It just looks like a purple screen, and nobody looking through your phone would suspect that this is a photo that you wanted to hide. And a way to just easily get rid of that is just go to edit and then just simply tap on revert to original, and there you go, you have that image right back there. Now obviously this is not a very scalable solution. It's not something you want to go ahead and do for every single photo. It's going to take a while to do that for every single photo, but it is a way to hide a photo pretty much in plain sight. And of course you can change the color depending on light mode or dark mode, or if you just wanted to change it to a random color to look like a wallpaper, you could do that as well. So those are two different ways to hide photos here on your iPhone. A very useful trick inside of the calendar application when it comes to changing event times is that if we go to a day where I had multiple events right here, and this is actually a real world scenario where I used this, I had to push my haircut back due to a vet appointment. And instead of going in here and changing the time from the event by going and tapping on it, tapping on edit, then changing the time over here, it takes a while, to do that. An easier way to do this is actually just to drag the event to a different time. And you can actually see over here, if you look on the left, it shows 15, 30, 45. It really lets you know, very precisely what you are dragging this event to. So if I want to change it from 2 to like noon, I can just simply go ahead and drag it up there, and there we go, it changes. So that is a very, very useful trick inside of calendar here to change event times quickly. And speaking of times, there is also another trick here in iOS 14 that allows you to change the time very easily. So you can scroll right here. So some people may not know that you can scroll through the times right there, or you could just simply type in like 12:30 like that. Or if you just wanted to change one of the other, you could just tap on them and change that. So if you just wanted to change from 12:30 to like 7:30, you could tap there. That way you don't have to type it all the way in. So that is just a quick and easy way, and multiple different ways really, to change the time. And of course that does also apply to the clock right here. So if you were setting an alarm, you could do that the same way inside of a clock. A useful keyboard trick that I use pretty much every single day that I'm not sure that many people really know about, or just at least don't use as much as they should, is when you type letters and numbers. A lot of people just like to go to the number and then tap again on ABC and then go back to the letters. Well, an easier way to do that is either tapping on the number you want to type and then tap on space and it goes back to the ABCs, or you could just simply tap and drag from the 1, 2, 3 section down here to 1 and then let go, and it goes back to the ABCs just like that. So if I wanted to do that again, if I just want to say meet me at 1 tomorrow, I can just drag up to 1, let go, and then type in tomorrow. It just makes the whole typing experience so much more fluid and quick. You can just kind of just do it all in one gesture. It's really easy, and I use that pretty much every single day, and you might not have known that you could do that. Another feature that I take advantage of pretty much every single day has to do with the share sheet inside of, well, any application. So if we go to the share sheet here inside of Safari, for example, you can see that you could set favorites right here. So we have copy and save story that are always going to show up at the top of my Safari share sheet, and you can change that. So at the top right now for yours, you may only have, all these right here. So like add bookmark, add to favorites, you may not have any favorites. So to add those, just go all the way to the bottom and go to edit actions. Then you can have favorites right here, which will always show up at the top when you're inside of that specific application. So if I wanted, add bookmark to always be at the top, I could go ahead and do that. Then every single time I went ahead and tapped on the share sheet, you can see that is always there at the top, and you can rearrange those. You can also do it for these right here. So if you wanted to edit these, you can go to more right here. You could change, your favorites right here as well. So if you always, sent stuff to Twitter, you could add that there to your favorites, and that will always show up near the beginning right here inside of the share sheet. Now you can do this for every single application. So for example, if we went into like Twitter right here, if we went to share and then share via, you can go ahead and change this as well. If you go all the way down to the bottom and edit actions. So if you, always realize that you open in Safari a lot, you could tap that and make that your top option. So now every time you go into the share sheet in Twitter, open in Safari will be up at the top. So this just makes your life a lot easier, makes you have a lot less scrolling to do when you open up the share sheet on your iPhone. Now, for those of you who force close out of applications like that, it's not necessarily good to do so, but if you still are, somebody who does that, there is a quick and easier way to force close out of applications. So if you're trying to force close out of applications, you may just simply swipe up and continue swiping up continuously for every single application, and it takes quite a while to close out of all of your applications. Well, an easier way to do that is just take 3 fingers and do a 3-finger gesture up on 3 different cards. Then you can continue closing all those applications really quickly, 3 at a time, and it makes your process of closing applications obviously 3 times faster. Now, speaking of finger gestures, there is also a 2-finger tap that you can do inside of the messages application and mail and notes, anything to quickly delete messages or threads. So for example, if we go into mail, instead of going to edit and then selecting each and every email, there's a much quicker and easier way to do that without even tapping on edit. Just take 2 fingers and swipe up like that, and you've selected all of them. And it's the same inside of messages, notes, pretty much any application. So if you just take 2 fingers and swipe up, you can see you could simply delete all just from doing that. Or another trick is if you go ahead and do this, if you have like a lot to go through, if you just start doing this and you want to get all the way to the top, while you're in this gesture, if you just tap with another finger on the top right of your phone, it will take you all the way to the top and select everything. So that is a gesture that I really haven't seen anybody use before. So those are just some tricks to use when you want to select all inside of an application. Now, speaking of the Notes application, another trick inside of Notes is that if you create a note and you find yourself constantly editing that note or just adding to it. So for example, this is a note showing the light bulbs I need in my house. So if I continuously add to this and if I find new light bulbs that I like and I edit that, at the top of any note, it will always show just the date that you last edited that note. But if you're curious as to when that note was created in the first place, all you have to do is simply tap on that and now it shows created December 31st, 2019. If you tap it again, it shows when it was edited last. So pretty useful little trick there inside of Notes. So I don't know about you guys, but I take a lot of screenshots on my phone, and I mainly take them to send to somebody else. And a quick and easy way to do that is if you just take a screenshot right here, instead of going into it and tapping done, then going to photos and then sending it, all you have to do is long press right here on the photo, the screenshot that you just took, and from here you can easily just tap on AirDrop, tap on messages to send it to somebody. You can just quickly and easily send it to somebody just by simply tapping on the little thumbnail down there in the bottom left hand side of your screen. A new feature inside of iOS 14.5 is that you can now send lyrics to people, and the way to do this is go into the lyrics right here in Apple Music, and all you have to do is tap and hold on a lyric right there, and you're able to select specific lyrics that you want to send to somebody. If you just go to messages right here, and if I send this to myself and you go ahead and tap on send right there, you will see this is what it looks like right here. So it actually shows you exactly what the lyrics were. It just gives you this really cool metadata here inside of the messages application. Then you can tap to go to that song as well. And it doesn't take you to that specific spot, but it does show you these exact lyrics right there. It even shows the time when those lyrics were, said in the song. So really cool new feature there. And again, this is only available in iOS 14.5 and later. So if you guys use the Hey Siri command on your iPhone, you may realize that sometimes you sit your phone down. Like if you face it screen side down and you want to say Hey Siri and give Siri a command, well, it doesn't work if you have your phone facing down, but there is a little toggle to turn that on. So if you go to your settings here and then go into accessibility and then all the way down to Siri, you have this option right here, which is always listen for Hey Siri. Listen for Hey Siri when your iPhone is facing down or covered. And when you enable that, you're able to have your phone face down, when it's locked or unlocked, and it will listen for Hey Siri. Of course, all my iPhones just went off when I did that, but that is a way to have Hey S go off when your phone is facing down. And not a lot of people know about that toggle there. Another little trick that not a lot of people know about is that you can delete apps from the App Store inside of the App Store application. So I don't know about you guys, but I always realize that I have an application I don't really need when an update comes for that application. So I have automatic updates on, but sometimes when I go in here, I see apps that I'm just like, why do I even have that installed still? And instead of having to go back to the home screen and search for it, or search for it in the spotlight search right there, there's an easy way to do it straight from the App Store right here when you see it. So for example, if I go down, say I don't need Spotify, but just swipe over to the left there, we have delete, and you could delete the application straight from the App Store. So that is useful again, because a lot of times I realize, I have an application that I didn't realize I had when I get an update for it, and it shows up here inside of the App Store. Another really cool trick you can do on your iPhone is have your wallpaper change every single day automatically. So to do this, you will need the Shortcuts application. You will have to create a shortcut. Now I did make a full video showing exactly how to do this. So if you're confused by this or if you can't get it to work, watch that video. It will be linked down in the description below. But all you have to do is make this shortcut right here. I will also have this shortcut in the description linked as a download. So you can download this. Then all you have to change yourself is album is and select that and select your own album. Mine is called wallpapers, but you will have to change that to your own right there where you put in all your wallpapers. So once you have this downloaded, all you want to do is go ahead to automation. We're going to go ahead and create a new personal automation. Do time of day. We're going to do at sunrise. You can change that to whatever you want. I'll just do mine at sunrise, and I want mine to repeat every single day. But if you wanted your wallpaper to change every week or month, you could do that. We're going to tap on next right here, add action, apps. We're going to find the Shortcuts app right here. We're going to run shortcut. And we're going to tap on where it says shortcut right there and go down to the shortcut that we just made or that you just downloaded and edited, and tap on dynamic wallpapers right there. Tap on next. We're going to deselect ask before running, don't ask. Tap on done, and you're set to go, and now your wallpaper will change every morning at sunrise or whenever you have it set to change. And that is a really cool trick that you could do on the iPhone. And then the final trick is a way to set a timer to stop your music from playing. And this is something that I do pretty much every single night. So I like to go to sleep with music playing or with a podcast playing. And inside of the music application, there's nowhere where you can set a timer to turn off the music, because sometimes when I go to sleep with music, later in the night, it will wake me up. So it'll put me to sleep, but it will also wake me up because it's still playing. So a way to stop your music from playing is by going into the clock right here, going to timer, and then we're gonna set a timer for, say we're going to sleep and say it takes us 30 minutes to go to sleep. You want the music to play for 30 minutes while we go to sleep. We're gonna go down to when timer ends, and we're gonna go all the way to the bottom and tap on stop playing. If you tap that and then tap set, when you press start, your media or your music will stop playing after 30 minutes, or whatever you have playing will stop after 30 minutes. So this does apply to podcasts as well, although inside of podcasts, you do have a built-in sleep timer. So if you go down right here, you will see sleep timer there inside of the podcast app. If you tap on that, you can change that to when the episode ends in an hour, 45 minutes, or whatever time you want. So both of those sleep timers for podcasts and music are extremely useful. But anyways, guys, there you have it. Those are some tricks that you may not have known exist on your iPhone. If you guys did enjoy this video, I would appreciate if you gave it a thumbs up. And of course, make sure you guys subscribe as well. It is free, and I will be bringing a lot more of these episodes to the channel and teaching you guys a lot more really interesting iPhone tricks that you probably didn't know existed. Also, leave a comment down below with the trick that you liked the most that I included in this video, or if you have another trick that maybe, I don't know about, leave that down in the comments as well, and I may feature you in the next video. But anyways, guys, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you soon.